Next up, we're going to be getting funky with Unity. We're going to start off nice and gentle, looking at the Unity layout and the windows and the different components of Unity that are most important for us. And then we're going to be creating something that is called a scriptable object, or specifically many scriptable objects, in order to contain the data for the game that we're going to be working on. And that game is going to be a simple text adventure. And so by creating a text adventure, we'll be understanding more about state machines and how different states can lead to other states, and how our state machine can only be in this one state at a certain point in time. So we're going to be looking at Unity specifically, but also continuing to emphasize our coding and our scripting in our C#. I want to mention something at this point, just very briefly, that as you go through this course, you might have different things that you're interested in. You might be saying, well, I really want to become a programmer, so just show me the programming stuff. Or you might be the sort of person who's saying, you know what, I'd like to know a little bit more about game design and how I make a really cool game. That's why I'm here. So the course has been broken down into roughly 50% of the course is focusing on, let's do programming, let's talk C# coding, so about 50%. Around about 40% is focusing on Unity, how to use the Unity engine, how to get the most out of it, how the different components work, new aspects in Unity. And then you might be sitting there saying 50, 40, hopefully there's another 10% floating around. There is. The other 10% is where we'll talk about game design and game production, and how to make a compelling player experience. Because we assume that in addition to wanting to be good at programming and learn programming and to understand Unity, that you also have an interest in learning about video games and how to create interesting video games that might just be for yourself, or might be something you give to other people, or maybe one day you would like to make a career out of making video games. We're not going to go that big. For now, we're just looking at the fundamentals, and we're starting to have that conversation about how do you do something that's not just, yay, I did a thing, but doing something that could be interesting to the player. So we'll be scattering through some of those game design conversations throughout this section and throughout the sections following this. Just wanted to give you a heads up. If it's not your cup of tea, if it's not the sort of thing you're interested in, then go through it a little bit more quickly and don't put as much time into the challenges. But if it's something you're excited about and something maybe you haven't done a lot of before, then it's really good to dig into it and take the opportunity to really flex your creative muscles when it comes to the game production, game design aspects of the course. And of course, continue working on the challenges for the coding and for the programming. That's the way that you learn. That's how you get better, is by doing the challenges. So let's dive in and make ourselves a text adventure game.